Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Alex here today and I'm back with another video. It's good to be back, and yeah, I guess this video is going to be July favorites, right? July favorites, and I'm continuing this monthly favorites thing. I think it's really great because I get to overview and share with you just the favorite things of the month, you know, that highlights the best things. So, but before I start, I just want to say, yeah, I've been off kind of vlogging. I'm in a transition mode at the moment. Next week is going to be like a marathon week of me catching up on the vlogs that I have in my library. So what happens next week, you'll see a whole week, day-to-day of videos when we're, I believe, in France and some mix-up, but it'll be a fun week. And then I'm back to vlogging because I took actually like a month break because Mimi's like, you're not vlogging until you catch up. Because she's like, that's it, you can't do it. Took the camera away from me and that's it. So I'm gonna catch up next week and I'll be back at it, which I'm really excited because a lot of things are happening. Mimi's bump is getting bigger, the baby's growing. My bump is not growing, but I'm there supporting her. So let's just start this July favorite. The first favorite of the month is a book. And that book is Ego is an Enemy by Ryan Holiday. And Mimi actually just featured in her favorites as well because this book is awesome. And Ryan is a friend of ours and I will be doing a full out book review. So I'm not gonna go too into depth about the book right here because I really wanna do an in-depth book review and talk about the concept in these books because it's really proper. I can't just cover it here in favorites. Overall, what I wanna say is this is a really great, quick read. It's not that big and it's something that you will refer to. This is not just something that you'll read and just throw away, but forget about it. This is really something that you really wanna come back to and read. You can just read a passage, but I think it's a really awesome, great reminder for all of us, especially if you're young, you're starting out, you gotta get your ego in check. And this book will really help you do that. And I'll talk about that more in my in-depth book review. But so far, it's just a quick note, it was so funny. We gave this book to read to Mimi's dad, and after he finished, he's like, ego is no longer the enemy, what's the next book to read? Because he always asks us for book advice as well. So, ego is no longer the enemy, but it still is. You still always have to work on yourself. So this is a great book. So Ego is the Enemy, book of the month. Alright, next is the article of the month. The article of the month is actually from I think it was from the fall, but I read it recently and I found it very insightful. The article is called How Revolve Became the Biggest, Trendiest, Most Profitable Startup You've Never Heard of. So if you have heard of Revolve, so most likely if you're a female, you have heard of Revolve clothing. As a male, if you're watching this, you may have no idea what Revolve clothing is. But to me, as somebody who runs e-commerce businesses, it was really a great article to see how the company really grew, what its strategies were, and what really allowed it to become the giant that has become. Because I believe they do revenues like hundreds of millions of dollars now. And it's always interesting to see when company comes from nothing and grows into something. And especially how do they scale? What partners do they have? And I found out about, you know, even this private equity firm that they work with, which I believe was called TSG Private Equity, and how they actually help them, because, you know, there's sometimes the bad side to private equity or venture capitals, and then there's the good side, how they can actually help and scale and grow the business, which was really insightful to me. But overall, if you're into business, if you're into e-commerce and you want to just learn and have the insight of the company, how they grew, and how, once again, another female clothing company started by a bunch of dudes, but how they grew and how they made it happen and how they use influencers, because I think Revolve Clothing is probably one of the best brands at the moment who have really grown utilizing influencers really well. Change of light. The next favorite of the month is my favorite music of the month, or something that was a favorite of the month, and it is Ludovico Einaudi, and I believe he's an Italian composer, and we had a pleasure of attending his concert last weekend, I believe. Our friend Celeste invited us out. It was Mimi's birthday, so she gave her tickets and I was invited as well to this concert, and it was awesome. Like, we usually in the office will listen to him when we, you know, want something a little more mellow. It's just really great, you know, very like soundtrack kind of music. So it's really great to have when you're working and you're like, hey, I'm working up the storm, I'm creating this next big idea, and you just have it in the background. It'll really create the soundtrack to your life, and that's what I really enjoy his music, and it's very cinematic. I guess that. Oh yeah, that's a music. That's a great. Okay, let's do this.
Play it.
Let's do this. Let's try this. It just bombed my. Oh, I was playing in the other room because I got the things set up. But it always has parts where like it just starts out slowly and then climbs and climbs and climbs, and then even in the concert just like it just starts slow, but then it grows, like it builds up. It takes time, so you have to be patient with it. So that was the favorite music of the month, Ludovico Einaudi. He was really cool. He was just like sitting. He didn't even face the crowd. He had his back to the crowd. He was just playing piano. His whole band was awesome, and it was just an incredible experience. If you have the chance, I think his tour is just starting now. If you have the chance to see him, check him out. The guy's awesome. The next favorite of the month is actually my glasses. So some of you guys who have been following me on Instagram or anywhere else, you see I rock these frames. And I used to wear these frames a lot more, and what happened was I actually lost them. How did I lose them, Mim?
I have no clue.
But we were somewhere.
Did you not break it?
No, I didn't break it. It got lost. And these were my favorites. So when I first bought these a few years ago, I'm like, right away, I'm like, wow, this is amazing. Like I love wearing my glasses now. I mean, all the times, like I'm so used to you now just wearing glasses all the time. When I film videos, a lot of times I'm not wearing glasses, but I actually wear glasses quite often. My vision is not that bad. It's only like negative 1.5. But I still enjoy to wear glasses, to have that HD vision, as I call it. So these frames, what I like about them, they're very sleek, they're very modern, they look very cool, they have like these little nice details, but most importantly is that like I really like the color. So I like these frames so much I bought like 3 of them. So you know when you like something, you're like, I like, what other colors do you have? I'll buy them. So I have them in 2 other colors, in black, in like blonde, and this is called something, I'll check it out, but I'll link it down below. And what I like about these, they're very light and they're very nice, and I get compliments from them all the time, and people always ask me, Alex, what glasses are you wearing? So hey, I want to share. I wear these, oh, I forgot to say what they are. They're Giorgio Armani frames of life. That's what I like it about it too. Even the name is good. It's like, it's on brand with me, frames of life, I love it. But the next favorite I actually want to mention is actually the lenses. So I usually get cheap lenses in Chinatown in New York City. That's usually my, like, no joke, that's probably another favorite. If you're in New York City, there's these optical people in Chinatown, it's like 50 bucks for lens. And usually when we're in New York City, we'll just pop into Chinatown quickly. They'll do it in like an hour or 2, and they'll get you brand new lenses. It's pretty incredible. However, I was in London, and I got these new frames. I bought them online. I got them in, and I started going into stores in London trying to get lenses. I'm like, how much they're gonna cost? Like maximum, they'll cost maybe like double. They'll cost like $100 here in London. The thing about living in London, UK, they basically just take whatever prices in US dollars and put them in pounds, which is the current currency here, which is not cool because it's like, so let's say to get lenses in a regular shop in New York will cost you, let's say, not in Chinatown, let's say $100, $120, it costs here 100 pounds or 120 pounds. The cheapest I was able to find it was like 90 pounds, which is around like $140. And I'm like, this is crazy. But what happened was I went to this one shop, and this is a lesson on upselling. So this is the guy who buys these lenses for $50. And I go to the shop, and he's like, I'm like, how much are your lenses? He's like, well, they're gonna be, depends on what they are, they're gonna be 120 pounds. I'm like, I get these for $50. And he's like, well, I got these things, I got these covers. I'm like, yeah, I get the same things in Chinatown. And he's like, well, sorry man, go to New York, I can't help you. But he's like, hey, but I have these other lenses, which are called Lutina lenses, which actually block blue light. And I'm like, interesting. He's like, yeah, they're very good for your eyes, they protect your eyes. He's like, and there's another thing, right, on upselling. He's like, do you use your phone a lot? Like, yeah, who doesn't? Like, we're staring at our phones all the time. Are you on the computer a lot? I'm like, yeah, man, I'm on the computer. He's like, well, these are great for you because, he's like, do you sometimes look at your screen at night? I'm like, yeah, of course. He's like, well, blue light actually interrupts your sleep, especially if you use it at night. So that's why another trendy thing right now is blue blocking glasses. But I'm like, hey, what if I can just have it built in? And so he's like, yeah, it's called Lutina. It's like this Japanese lens. Check it out. And I'm like, how much are they? And he's like, 300 pounds. I'm like, what? I'm like, 300 pounds is ridiculous. Anyways, I go home, I start researching, and I start reading about it. I'm like, huh, that's actually interesting. And I'm like, I'm actually really curious about getting these lenses. So I got so curious that I dropped to 300 pounds and I bought these lenses. It was the priciest purchase I've ever splurged on lenses. However, because once again with the upsell, he's like, hey, it's your eyes. It's what you see. You have to protect them. So I was sold and I bought these frames and I'm really happy. So they really do block the blue light. It's really cool. Check out the technology. I'll link the thing down below and the video how it actually works. But it's really cool. So frames of life. And now we're jumping to the next item, and it's actually kind of a clothing item. And then my first favorites, I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna do clothing, but Mimi's like, do this. This is a cool bag. A lot of people will appreciate it. So I bought this thing called a porter bag. Let me show you the other bag I had. 1 second.
You don't have it?
No. All right, it's not here. My old computer bag. But anyways, my old computer bag was like 6 years old, but it was really used up. Like I really used it up, and it didn't. Sometimes it gets used up well. This one didn't. It was just looking ratty. I look kind of homeless. And Mimi's like, I was really cool with my like cheap looking bag. And Mimi was like, come on, like Alex, you need to get a new bag. Like you look, pretty put together, but your bag just looks messed up. And she would always talk to me about getting a new bag. So we're just, going around London. I had no idea, like most of the time when I buy stuff, I'm not like these glasses or frames. I don't actually go with the intention of buying something. So we're just walking around London and we go to some shops. And we stepped into Club Monaco here in London in Covent Garden. Small little shop, they had a sale on. And I go in and Mimi's like, hey, look at this. And she's like, look at this bag. It's so nice, like you should get it. And I'm like, it's not bad. And I try it on, I'm like, it's kind of cool. It has all these pockets, wear it. And it's really useful, and it's from Japan. And once again, the salesperson, you see the importance of good salespeople. She said, hey, this is called a porter bag. It's from Japan. It's really high quality. They're really sought after. All the hipsters are wearing it in the neighborhood. And I'm like, and it was like half off, which is actually regular price in the US once again. Because once again, here this bag was in the store 375 pounds. In the US, it's $375. Once again, the pleasures of living in the United Kingdom. However, it was half off, so it was something like 180 pounds, which brought it back to more realistic price of what it actually is in Japan or in US. So I basically bought it at regular price, but I felt like I was getting a deal and I knew it was a good investment, so I bought this bag and I've been really enjoying it. It looks really cool. Mimi gave me bonus because there's no leather on the bag, so it was like a bonus, no leather bag. I got brownie points for Mimi, so it was a win-win, and I really enjoy wearing this bag. So yeah, invest in pieces that are gonna last. So that's what I thought. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna splurge a little bit and get something that's high quality instead of my ratty bag. So that's the favorite of the month, porter from Japan. All right, and the last favorite of the month, last but not least, I really went fast with this one. Just try to try to get through all of them. Last one was actually this case. And I've actually refused to have a case since I have an iPhone. I like to live dangerously. I like to I like the feel of the phone without a case. That's my thing. However, I broke my screen way too many times. I just had my third glass replacement on the phone in the year. And Mimi was just like, dude, you have to get a case. Like, I've been talking about this to you for a long time, and it happened again. We were flying Tommy, our drone, in France, and it just dropped. I'm like, the screen was like. Anyways, this case is by Tech21. It's really great because it's kind of sleek. It's yet bulky. I am trying to convince Mimi to get this case as well, but I think it actually protects your phone. So it's quite minimalist, but it still protects your phone, which is great, and it looks pretty solid, so I'm really enjoying it. So that's Tech21 iPhone case. And yeah. Alright guys, that was it for July favorites. I'm looking forward to creating more videos for you guys as I've been speaking to you guys through comments, whether it be on Instagram or on YouTube. I will be doing more talking videos. So what I wanted to ask you here at the end of the videos, what videos would you like to see from me on topics? Right? So what do you want me to cover? What do you want me to talk about? Please let me know down below and I'll make sure to do my best to make that video for you. All right? Good to be back, and yeah, looking forward to seeing you guys more. The next week is gonna be amazing. You'll see some friends, travel with me, so come back next week. Take care. Bye.